So yesterday I talked about the two different options you would have for organizing your essay. The first one was the one that we've done a few times before, and we did with the rainforest essay, which was kind of the here's what, so what, now what. And so just going to spend a couple seconds just reminding you of what the here's what, so what, now what would look like. If you choose this option, and this you'll take this packet from the sub. He has both options, this and the TBEAR. And you should have 3 sheets of paper regardless of which one you take, and that would be one for each of the main bodies of your paragraph. On the here's what, so what, now what, you would start off by writing the topic sentence, which is, again, introduces the main idea of your paragraph. The here's what, if you remember, is just kind of the presentation of the information. More than likely, this is going to be the spot where you will put your direct quotation. The so what is again going to be the kind of why does this matter? So what? How does this support kind of what the main idea of the paragraph is? And this is really where your analysis of that topic starts. So you gave me the information that population's declining in Europe. Okay, so what? Now talk to me about it right here. The now what is where you're going to extend that thought out. Again, this is where you show the connections that you're going to make, the impact, the cause and effect. This is really going to be used a lot more during your second and third main points. Then you wrap up each paragraph with a concluding sentence. So again, when you can jot these down as notes, but when you end up typing this together, this will make a pretty substantial paragraph. The new graphic organizer I'm going to talk to you about today is called TBEAR, and you can see along the left side here, it is an acronym. And it works pretty similar, really, to how the here's what, so what, now what works. But I found in the past some people have found this to be a little more useful. Just like before, it starts off with the topic sentence. So kind of your first reason to your thesis. What are you supporting here? It's going to be really the introduction of the paragraph. The next part is called the bridge to the evidence, and this is kind of a transition that is going to move you from your topic sentence to your citation that you're going to take directly from the textbook. The evidence here, which is the E in TBEAR, this is the citation directly from the text. So where I found that this helps people is it tells you exactly this is the point where you're going to put in the quote from the text. So it even says here as an example, for example, according to the Geography Alive text, and then throw in your direct quotation. The analysis part is going to be the explanation. So how does the evidence, your citation here, support your answer? This is going to really be the bulk of your paragraph here. So you gave me this quotation. The analysis here is really, if you want to think of it, the so what, now what moments. And then you close off your paragraph by, again, restating your topic, which is kind of the concluding sentence. It usually directly ties right back in with the topic sentence up here. Either one of these is fine. There's not one that I think is better than the other. It's really just a different way of looking at the paragraph. Choose whichever one you want to do. Just keep in mind that you are going to have to turn this into me when the final paper is due next Friday on the 16th. Last thing I want to do is just go over here, present so it can be a little more full screen. I want to go over kind of what we talked about prior when we did the rainforest essay, which is looking at how to write an introduction and how to write a thesis statement. So I'll just talk really quickly about that. So again, you really want to start with an attention grabber, something that's going to hook the reader's attention right away. Usually it's an anecdote, some startling information, or really just get in to start summarizing the topic. You don't want to go too in-depth on the attention grabber because you don't want to spoil what's going to be coming in the next couple paragraphs. If the attention grabber is short, so you only do like if you only do like a one sentence, startling fact, then you're going to want to throw in a little more before you get to your thesis statement. Maybe talk to us a bit about why this is an important issue. Give us a little preview maybe of what some of the consequences of a declining population might be. Again, not going too in-depth, but giving us enough information so your introduction is not just 1 or 2 sentences in length. Then finally, you'll end the paragraph with the thesis statement here. I talked about it a bit yesterday. in class. But again, these are things not to do in your paper. The big one is not using those I statements. But up on the top here, it talks about do not flatly announce what you're going to do. That means avoid things like in this paper I will, or the purpose of this essay is to, or today I'm going to talk about blank. Just get to your topic. We will figure out the purpose here. I understand that this is a paper. I understand that you're the one that's going to be talking, but you don't need to flat out say that in your paper. So instead of saying something like, in this paper I will talk to you about why population decline is such a problem, just state it as a statement. Population decline is a major problem facing Europe today. Done. So your thesis statement is really, we've talked about before, but again, it's the bulk. This is really, if you boil down your entire paper to one sentence, what is your paper about? That's your thesis statement. It's usually only about one sentence in length. And last time we did the paper for the rainforest, I used this little graphic organizer here, where you break it down by what's the topic of your paper. So for you guys, it's going to be population decline in Europe, regardless of which one you take. The focus here, whichever focus you put in there, that's going to be which of the three problems are you specifically talking about. The forecast is going to be, all right, what's going to happen later on in your paper. So if you're talking about an aging workforce, your topic is population decline. Your focus is this might lead to an aging workforce. Your forecast then is maybe what the consequences of that are going to be. So you would squish these 3 points together like we have here with the rainforest essay. And as you can see, that turns into your thesis statement. So if I were you, I would suggest maybe set up 3 empty boxes on a sheet of notebook paper that have topic, focus, forecast. And kind of start thinking about what your topic is, what your focus specifically is going to be, so which of those 3 problems, and then forecast a little more what your paper is going to be about. Scrunch those 3 things together into one sentence, you'll have a thesis statement. So again, just kind of to summarize, when you're working today, again, make sure you do this on Google Classroom. I'll post this PowerPoint on there as well if you want to look at it. At the conclusion of this video, go decide if you want to do the here's what, so what, now what organizer and grab the packet of 3 of those, or go grab the TBEAR graphic organizer. Again, it does not matter to me which one you want to do. Just pick one and get working on it today. You're going to have today to work in the computer lab, you'll have Monday, and probably half the class on Tuesday. So remember, this paper is due Friday. If you have any real dire questions over the weekend, shoot me an email and I'll try and get back to you. And then we'll wrap up kind of our talk here with a video of a panda sneezing. All right, goodbye guys. Be good for the sub, and I will talk to you later.